Buenos dias, it's Lisa. Hope you are well. We are coming to you from Panama, Panama City, Panama. Yes. Thank you guys so much for all your support for this channel. Thank you for watching and subscribing and commenting and sharing. We appreciate your support so much. Yes. So what I want to talk to you about today are, I call them like Panama 101 or like the ABCs of Panama. Another idea I had for the name is called Panama for Dummies. But you know what that means. It's not like offensive. It's just like for beginners. You probably have seen the books and stuff like such and such for dummies. And it's just like very elementary type of things that, I was advised against that name. So I'm sticking with Panama 101. Or the ABCs of Panama. So let's talk about some things that are just very basic to Panama. Like if you are just coming for the first time, and really if you have not traveled abroad before, some things that would be useful for you to know. Okay, so the first thing is, of course, when you start looking for your airline ticket, be sure to use PTY code for Panama and not ECP, because you do know there's a Panama City, Florida, and then there's a Panama City, Panama. I know, you think it doesn't happen. It does. We had a friend that was telling us about this really cheap ticket that they found, and we're like, oh wow, we have not seen that. And they were saying like all this stuff, like it was a nonstop. We're like, no, we haven't seen that from the city before. So it turns out that they were looking at Panama City, Florida. So be sure that you're using the airport code PTY for Panama City, Panama. Number one, important. Also, the second thing is, and this is also true for just traveling abroad too. So decide how you're going to like fund your trip while you are there. So are you planning to use cash? So let's just talk about just abroad first, not even necessarily Panama. But if you're traveling abroad, you have to figure out what the currency is in that location. And if it's not dollars, as in America, then you have to figure out a way to get that converted so that you can spend the money while you are there, especially cash, because you can function with a card wherever you travel. However, some things in a foreign country requires cash. So you do want to have a component of cash with you. So fortunately for us, one of the things that attracts people to Panama from America is that they use the dollar. So their currency is the US dollar. So you don't have to worry about any type of conversion or anything like that. And even when you go into stores, the prices are marked in dollars and cents as well. So that is very valuable. So, however, the thing to note is that they use both Panamanian coins and American coins. So that means that if you give them, like, let's say what you have bought is maybe like $1.25, and you give them a $5 bill, then, and I don't want to say never, but in my experience and with others, they don't give you back dollar bills. They give you their coins back. So in that scenario, you gave them a $5 bill, what you purchased was $1.25, then you could expect 3 coins back for the dollars, and then the rest would probably be the change for 75 cents. But like in the States, we would expect $3 back, but they don't give you dollars, like the dollar bill back. So let's say, for instance, that it was $20 and you were expecting like $18 back, then you would get like the higher denominations, Yeah, they give you the higher denominations back, but just not the dollars. So in that case, they could give you 3 5s back. They could give you a 10 and a 5 back. But for the dollar bill portions, you can expect those coins. So, yep, very interesting. And then it kind of throws you off because you're like, what? Especially if you're not familiar with what their money looks like. So I'm going to try. I think I have a little video of what their money looks like to prepare you for that. So you won't be thrown off when you get here and you see that. But it is such a good thing to not have to worry about converting your money over to whatever the denominations are within a foreign country. So yeah, just not having to worry about that is huge. However, so when you are coming, you will be probably using your credit card for a lot of things. So do check to see if your credit card has foreign fees on it for foreign transactions. And usually those foreign fees, they're not super expensive in and of themselves. However, they do add up. So check your credit card to see if they are going to charge you those foreign fees. There's really nothing you can do about it. It's just the type of credit cards that you have. And if you're traveling a lot, you should look into travel cards, because travel credit cards, part of their benefit is that they don't charge foreign transaction fees. However, oftentimes travel cards will have some type of annual fee associated with it, but a lot of credit cards do that and they still charge foreign transaction fees. But another benefit of a travel card is that they usually provide travel insurance, which is really good. So you don't have to purchase that additional insurance unless you have something specific going on. So, and they offer maybe points and things like that. So there are a lot of benefits to having a travel card in and of itself. So keep that in mind, and also be sure to either go online or contact your credit card provider so that they'll know you're out of the country and they won't start denying all of your charges, especially if you don't travel that much. So if you don't travel out of the country that much. So there's so many heightened security alerts and alarms out for scams. So you could run into that problem if you do not turn that notification on. Yep. So let's see, another area that I say is like Panama 101 is when you're here, be sure to carry your passport with you all the time, and not a copy of it, and not just your driver's license. And I know that it's kind of unsettling to have to carry it with you all the time because you're afraid you might lose it as well. So yeah, just be really careful with that. And we've never been stopped, but the expats here know that you should have your passport with you. And if you're planning to come here for residency, then yeah, once you get your residency card or even your temporary residency card, then you don't necessarily have to worry about that the same way. But when you're visiting and you're here on scouting trips or whatever that might look like, be sure to have your physical passport with you at all times. All right, I'm so excited for everybody just starting these journeys to Panama and just leaving the country, just the experience of it. So super excited. I hope these tips are helping. So I did meet a subscriber this morning who really told me that all these tips and stuff are helping a lot. So that is encouraging. I'm super glad to hear that. So, all right, till next time, you know what to do. Be blessed.